Alright, so I just want to point out something that I have missed out. If you see on the higher time frames, we are in a bullish order flow. So I do not anticipate any sort of reversals because I don't call the tops. I don't want to call the tops. Okay, so I have annotated the current dealing range that we are in since the last stopped hunt and the last SMT on the lows, right? So if you take a look at ES, we have higher lows right here, and for NQ we have lower lows right here. Okay, so this consecutive down close candles is your bullish order block, which we have price supported when it came back down right here after closing above this candle high. So if you look at the grading from the low to the candle's high, 25% level here was the level that it bounced off from. So this down close candle reached into the last down close candle. So what is this down close candle here? This down close candle here is your typical ICT's propulsion order blocks. Okay, so for propulsion order blocks, usually they provide a very strong reaction away, which is what we are seeing right now. I believe that we are going to change order flow on the lower time frames to attack new all-time highs, okay, based on the propulsion order block itself. So I do not want to see this low taken out. As long as we are above this swing low, I believe this is the best buying opportunity for the next all-time highs. All right, at the same time, this propulsion order block is within the discount range relative to this low to this high, relative from this low to this high. If you take a look at ES here, ES, because it made a higher low, it's supposed to be more bullish than NQ. So right here, it has reached into this fair value gap. If I draw the gradient here, oops, give me a second. Right here, we have basically tapped into the 50%, and then you see this reaction here. Okay, so for me, I think we have hit the low of the week, and we are going to reverse higher next week onwards. So next week we have 3 days, 29, 30 and 31, and 31 we have FOMC. So to me, I think that for next week we are going to trade higher, and we are going to close the month above the opening price. So this month is basically a seek and destroy, right? So if you take a look at the higher time frames, there is no fair value gap over here for NQ, right? Let me just remove the drawings. There won't be any fair value gaps for NQ. However, there will be a fair value gap for ES. Personally, I do not anticipate ES to trade into this fair value gap here if NQ has no fair value gap, which is what is presented right here. Okay, so I am going to anticipate and I am going to assume that we are going to go higher next month onwards. Okay, so how high am I expecting price to reach for? If I take this low to this high here, this was the last high that made this low, swing high. And if I project out the range using Trader Dexter's projection, we would be reaching for -2 right here. Okay, so right now, as you can see, that we have reached into -1 to 1.5. That is usually when a retracement happens and price will retrace back into discount or OTE. Okay, and for ES, it's the same. Look at the position here. right? I'm thinking here as well for ES, right? If you were to use the ICT's projection, it's going to be from the last swing low to the high right here. And for ICT, look at how precise this is. 1 to 1.5 is usually the target, and right here we just missed it by a little bit, right? So to me, I believe this is the next objective. This would be the low-hanging fruit for ES, right? And with that said, good luck trading. I think we are going to be bullish from tomorrow onwards. Okay, so I would be only looking for longs. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again if I see anything significant.